Hey guys, welcome to this session. Our topic is the computer networks and the communications. Uh, in our past video, we discussed the various accessories that are there for the computer networking. We said there are plenty of various devices that can either be wireless or that require wiring. I will discuss a couple of them. So today, let's discuss the various advantages and the disadvantages of the computer networks. So we'll start with the first, that is the advantages of the computer networks. The following are just some of them. The first one, that it enhances the communication and the availability of the information. We know that networking, especially with the full access to the web, just allows ways of the communication that it would simply be impossible before it was developed. Since traditionally there are those ways of spreading the information, like using the letters. So things like instant messaging can allow users to talk in real time and to send files to the other people wherever they are in the world, which is just a huge boost for the business and insight for the economy. Also, it allows access to the vast amounts of useful informations, including the traditional references, materials, and timely facts such as the news and the current events. So that's the first advantage, that it enhances communications and the availability of information. The second one, it allows for more convenient resource sharing. And here, this benefit is very important, as particularly for larger companies that really need to produce huge numbers of resources to be shared to all of the people. Since the technology involves the computer-based work, so it is ensured that the resources they wanted to get across the world will be completely shared by connecting to a computer network, which their audiences is also using. So it allows more convenient resource sharing across the various companies throughout the globe. The third one, that it makes file sharing easier. Computer networking allows the easier accessibility for people to share their files, which helps them with saving more time and effort, since they could do this file sharing more accordingly and effectively. The fourth one is that it is highly flexible. This computer networking is highly flexible, since this technology is known to be very flexible, as it gives the users the opportunity to explore everything about essential things such as the software without affecting their functionality. Plus, people will have the accessibility to all the information they need to get and share to across the various people within the globe. The fifth one, that it is an expensive system. This means that it's kind of a cheap system. Installing the networking software on your device would not cost you too much, as you are assured that it will last and you can effectively share information to your peers. Also, there's no need to change the software regularly, as mostly it is not required you to do so. So the computer networking is cheap to install and use. Uh, Another advantage, that it increases cost efficiency. With computer networking, you can use a lot of software. These software products available on the market, which can just be stored and installed in your system or server, and hence they then can be used by various workstations. So it increases the cost efficiency of various products uh, of the software within the computer networking. There's other advantage, that it boosts storage capacity. Since you're going to share information, files, resources, etc., to other people, you have to ensure that the data and the content are properly stored in the system. And this computer networking gives you such a huge space for the storing of the files, information, and various resources. So with this networking technology, you can do all this without any hassle while having all the space you need for the storage. Now let's move on to the disadvantages of the computer networking. Apart from the various benefits, the importance, the advantages of the computer networking, there are some of the disadvantages of this computer networking. Uh, Starting with the first one, that it lacks independence. Uh, by computer networking, we know that it involves a process that is operated using computers. So people will be relying more of the computer work instead of exerting an effort for their tasks at hand. So aside from this, they will be dependent on the main file reserver, which means that if it breaks down, the system would become useless, making users idle. So it makes users idle, and they tend to not exert their efforts to their tasks. So it's just kind of a way that computer networks, it lacks the independence. Moving on, the second one, that it poses the security difficulties, because there would be a huge number of people who would be using a computer network to get and share some of their files and the resources. A certain user's security would be always at risk. There might be even the illegal activities that would occur, which you would need to be careful about and aware of. So there would be some kind of illegal activities that can even happen while using these computer networks. The third one is that it lacks the robustness. That is, as previously stated, that if a computer network's main server breaks down, the entire system will become useless. So if it's as a bridging device or a central linking server that fails, this means that the entire network would also come to a standstill. Now, therefore, to deal with these problems, huge networks should have a powerful computer to serve as file server to make setting up and maintaining the network easier. So it's kind of a disadvantage of all these computer networks. The other one is that it allows for more presence of computer viruses and virus more malwares. Here we're talking about virus, uh, computer viruses that can affect your computer. There will be instances that stored files are corrupted due to computer viruses and the other uh, infectious viruses that are there within the network. Thus, the network administrators should conduct regular checkups on the system and the stored files at the same time. So it's kind of a disadvantage of all this computer network. The fifth one is that slide policing usage promotes the negative acts. This is it has been observed that providing users with the internet connectivity has fostered desirable behaviors among them. Considering the web is a minefield of distractions, online games, humor sites, and even porn sites, workers could be tempted during their work hours. So the network of machines could also encourage them to engage in illicit practice such as instant messaging and file sharing instead of working on work-related matters. So in this case, why many organizations they should draw up certain policies on this issue. They've been proven difficult to enforce, and even if they every uh, kind of get into a problem of resentment from various employees. The other disadvantage is that it requires an efficient handler. For a computer network to work efficiently and optimally, uh, it requires the high technical skills and the know-how of its operations and the administrations. So just to run a computer network efficiently and optimal, you require a high technical skills of the various technicians and who can administer and manage the computer network. So a person just having basic skills cannot do this job. So take note that the responsibility to handle such a system is high, as the routing permissions and passwords can be daunting. So similarly, network key configurations and the connection is very tedious and it can't be than by an average technician who doesn't have the advanced knowledge. So it's kind of a disadvantage of these computer networks to those regular people who have just few basic skills. Last not least, the other disadvantage that requires an expensive setup. Though we said that the computer networks are said to be an inexpensive system when it is already running, its initial setup cost can still be high depending on the number of the computers to be connected. Uh, Expensive devices such as the routers, switches, hub, etc., can add up to the cost. Aside from these, I would also need a network interface card, which we've discussed, the NICs for the workstations in case they are not built in yet. So that's the last disadvantage of the computer networks. So thank you for listening, guys. I hope it's clear. We've discussed the plenty of advantages or the importance of the computer networks. Then we moved on to the various disadvantages of the computer networks. Thank you.